Do you believe in gender roles within your relationship? Up next, we discuss this topic with our guest couple. Hello, and welcome to the Loveology podcast, where we talk about love and life with laughter. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Jason.
He's the carefree one.
She's the serious one.
And we're married.
We have been since 2012, and we like to think of ourselves as a couple of loveologists.
Not because we are the experts, but because we just love love.
We enjoy studying and talking about it, so we thought, let's just start a podcast.
A place where we can share what we have learned about love, relationships, and marriage.
You can share what you've learned, and we can all grow together.
So here we are. Are you ready?
Let's get started. Hey, what's going on, world? This is Loveology coming live. We still on the road.
Yes. It's been a long time coming.
It's been a long journey, and we're not done. So I'm still a little raspy. So apologize, but luckily my voice and my wife's voice, Ashley, is not the only two voices you hear. We actually got a couple on the mic today. Go ahead and let us know who you are and where you're from and all that good stuff.
Yo, it's Jonelle.
Jonelle. Who is Jonelle, Ash, my babe?
Oh, that's my wonderful big bro.
Oh.
Yeah.
Big bro coming to save the day on the podcast. Shout out to Big
sir.
Bro. Big Bro, who you have with you as well?
I have here my lovely wife here, Victoria.
Yes, North Little Rock's finest.
Okay, the North. I know they say that in Memphis. Do they say North here in Little Rock?
Yeah, we're North.
It's
North.
Yeah.
They call
Okay.
it the North.
Okay, I ain't mad at you. That's what's up. So, baby, what are we talking about today? What's today's topic?
We're talking about gender roles.
Gender roles. What do you mean by gender roles?
What you think I mean?
I mean, for my people out there in podcast land, some people may not understand gender roles. Like, what do you mean? Break it down real quick.
I don't know how, actually.
Oh, my
I
God.
thought it was self-explanatory.
Okay. Well, if you don't know what gender roles is, you're going to find out, right?
Yeah, we're going to discuss it.
Yeah,
That's
just
what we're talking about.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, yeah, just gender role, like the roles that society places on us because of our gender.
Thank you. That's exactly, that's awesome, babe.
Okay.
Great synopsis. So go ahead and pop us off, love, one time.
Okay, well, I just wanted to, ask this lovely couple, how long have they been together, and how long have you been married?
Yeah, so we dated like for 10 years and then married for another 5. So 15 years altogether.
Okay.
Awesome. Yay. That's wonderful.
Do another cheers for that.
Okay, so yeah, I guess we'll just jump right on into it. So we're talking about gender roles today, like we said. I kind of want to talk about it like from a single perspective and from a married perspective too. So, this is kind of like a hot topic nowadays, I guess.
Really? Why is it?
Well,
How is it a hot topic? Gender roles is a hot topic. How is it a hot topic?
well, because nowadays women are, we've been in the workforce now for a long time, making money, making more money than you,
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Slow down.
Okay.
I don't know, getting higher degrees or something, and so and I don't know. It's just
This is not your grandma's world anymore.
right.
Okay.
No, it's not. And so the roles are shifting and changing and all this other stuff.
Right.
So, I just kind of want to start off talking about it from a single perspective because first thing I want to talk about was like women proposing.
Wow. Yeah, I think that's lame. I apologize if for the women out here that do propose, because we're talking to a worldwide market, and I'm pretty sure somebody's listening. You did propose to your man. Whatever works, to each his own. But I couldn't accept a proposal from a woman because a woman is a gift, right? And I think it's our job as a man to pursue that woman and take her hand into marriage, because how it was in the biblical days, you had to put in work literally to get that woman from her father, and I just a woman is a flower, a delicate flower, it's a prize, and I just don't feel like a woman should be doing that. That's just me.
Okay. How y'all feel?
I'm gonna be honest. I mean, like, I wouldn't even know, like, I don't know how to feel, like, if my if my fiance was to propose to me, like, saying, yes, I'll marry you. Like, I just feel like that's the woman's part.
Right.
You
Why?
know what I
Because
mean?
that's what we've been doing. That's what society tell you to do.
Well, it's like, will you marry me? It's like, yes. You know? I feel like that's my line. Like, you took my line. So,
Right.
Yeah.
maybe I'm just a little too old fashioned.
Yeah, maybe so.
Okay, Victoria, what about you?
As far as the proposal, I kind of agree with Jason. I just think, and that may just be because the tradition, the man asking the woman for her hand, but I don't think if a lady asked her man, I would just be like, oh, no way. Like, if that works for them, then that works for them. I mean,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel that way too. Like me personally, I could never see myself dating. I mean, proposing to a guy. Well, I don't have to do that now because I'm married to my lovely husband and my wonderful husband.
Yes.
But if I wasn't, I couldn't see myself doing that. But like she said, if it works for them, then it works for them. But for me, it was always about, like, most of the time men, and this is me generalizing, maybe this is not true, but most of the time men they're like more scared to get married than women are, right?
Right.
So
right.
for you to ask me, then I know this is something that you really want, but sometimes that's not true. I don't know what people's motivations are for getting married.
So let me ask you this: do you think that when women do that, do you think they just trying to force it, like they trying to push the issue, like the guy is just not doing it, so guess what, I'm gonna do it to you and you gonna have to give me a yes and no? It's like an ultimatum kind of thing.
I don't think so. I think that it's like, okay, well, why can't I ask you? Why does it have to be the man? Like, we're talking about gender roles, so it's like, well, why does it have to be the man? I love you, we love each other, why can't I ask you? I want to get married. I'm a confident, self-sufficient woman. Why can't I ask?
Can't you do that like in a private setting? Like
what does that matter?
because we have I'm gonna tell you why. Because we have really blown the proposal up and the wedding up to such a high degree. I just feel like, because you asked me what are we doing here?
Oh yeah, because I wasn't playing.
Yeah, is that that's not a proposal. That's just, I guess it kind of is like, I propose, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? But it's not like the more glamorous, more commercialized proposal. So why can't that happen more so in a private setting?
What
know
you
what
mean?
I'm saying?
I was just asking, like, I'm just letting your my expectations be known.
Right.
That I expect to get married.
Right.
So if that ain't what you with, then you can go.
So technically, it's a proposal because you're proposing us to get married. What do you?
I'm telling you my expectations.
Okay.
Of my relationships. So if it is moving toward marriage, if it ain't moving toward that, then
you need to get on about your business.
Yeah, because somebody want to marry me, so you need to get out of my way.
I heard that.
So Jason, if the lady proposed, you would turn it down, even if that is somebody you planned on marrying?
Yes, I would, baby. Get up. Wipe that knee off.
Are you embarrassing us?
You know what I'm saying? Like, I just kind of give everybody a little wave, like, hey, don't worry about it. But I would just say, hey, babe, go ahead and get up and it's okay. Yeah, we just playing. You know what I'm saying? And we'll just we have to move on to the next venue. We gotta go to the house and talk about this, because obviously you got something in your head and I'm off. The timeline is off. You know, because I told Ash, I told her, I'm gonna marry you, babe. You know, it's coming.
Wasn't the first time I heard that though. So.
Yeah, I understand. You know, real recognize real though. You know what I'm saying? So you ran into some different people, and I get it. You know, I get it. But yeah, I don't want to prolong that. But yeah, I just think for a woman to propose, I think that's absurd.
Dang. Okay.
Because of the roles you're saying.
Yeah, I guess I'm old fashioned and I just couldn't. That's just me. I can't. You know, that's you supposed to be proposed to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand. Like, you know, when you like for a man, we supposed to walk. When you walking down the street for our gentlemen that don't know, let me give you some gentleman tips 101. Right? For our gentlemen that don't know, when you walking down a street, right, and there's vehicles on the road, you supposed to be on the side of the vehicles. The woman's supposed to be on the inside.
Yes.
Right? Because for safety reasons, right?
Yes.
You can push out the way if a car jumps a curb, right? Or, and this one is really old school, when you're going down the stairs, right? When you're going down a flight of stairs, technically the man is supposed to be in front, just in case the woman trips and fall. You can catch her fall. She'll fall onto you, right? If you're going up the stairs, you're supposed to be behind her.
Exactly.
So these are different things, and I think proposing is a part of that too. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's just the whole scene of you getting on one knee. Come on, you standing. You know, man, the woman's supposed to be standing. The man's supposed to be on one knee.
So, Jason.
Talk to me.
Because I'm just trying to understand.
And I appreciate this because there's other people
So
out
you
here.
said
Mm-hmm.
the woman is like a gift or like a delicate flower. So
Correct.
does the delicate flower get to take out the trash or?
And you know what? And each situation, each relationship, it's different. But for me, I do not want my wife to touch the trash. That's just me because it's dirty, and you know, my wife is going to be dealing with a lot of other things that sanitary. You know, got to go back and forth. She dealing with the kids. She dealing with cooking. She dealing with all the different other stuff. I don't want her touching the trash, but it may be some situation where she might have to take out the trash, and that's okay. But I just think, you know, that's more so towards the middle. That's more so of a gray area. But proposing, now, you know, I don't want her proposing to me.
Okay, well, we gonna definitely circle back to the trash taken out for sure.
And mind you guys, this is the podcast. So Wednesday, we're gonna have a live discussion. So just remember this. Write this down. Do you feel like it's okay for a woman to propose, or should it only be a man? So this is great. This is a great topic for Wednesday discussion.
Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna move on to the next topic, and so let's kind of backtrack a little bit as far as like if people single and dating.
Mm-hmm.
There's some things that's coming up now about like, you know, women are earning the same amount of money as men or more and all this stuff, and so when we're dating, who pays for the meals?
When you're dating,
Yeah.
I'm gonna let somebody else go. What's up, Jonelle? You have a facial expression.
Okay, I just want to make sure I'm understanding the question. You said, like, when you're dating,
Yeah.
who pays for the meal?
Yeah, like if you're going on a date, who pays for the date?
That's a no-brainer.
Is it?
Male.
Why?
That's what we're talking about roles. That's our role. You know, that's your role. Again, same thing with the proposal. Like, I don't know how to feel like, oh, babe, I got it.
So so at what point
You know?
does it become okay for a woman to pay for the meal?
I mean, you know, now when we've invested some time, yeah, you know, if you want to treat me, you know, after I not bought you like so many meals, like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Meal after meal, like, yeah, I'll let you pay for my meal, but just starting off just dating.
What
no,
about
I'm
like
not.
the third date?
Hold on. Oh, I'm sorry. Because I want to hear Victoria's take.
Okay.
Like the third date, just too soon. Too soon.
I
No.
think I offered to pay for the first meal. That's just me.
Mm-hmm.
But because of the roles, like you say, he's just like, no, I got it. Let me get the ticket. But
Right.
So why did you offer to pay for the first meal?
I guess just to let him know, like, I don't need you to get the check.
Right.
And probably
Right.
because I didn't want him to expect anything. I mean, I want you to know I can pay for the meal just in case you think there's something more to come later on because you paid for the meal. So
Right.
Yeah.
And that's when I knew I had a winner.
Right. And the fellas, we do appreciate that. You know what I'm saying?
Most def.
So ladies out there, if you are dating, that's an easy kind of hook per se. If you out there dating and you go on a date and you say, hey, you want me to get the meal? If he say yeah,
Red flag.
there may be a little red flag. You know what I'm saying? So
Flag on the plate.
yeah, just so that might be a little flag. But if if he say, don't worry about it, baby. I got this. But that's good. We want to hear that. But I feel like, it's our job to pay. But here's another thing too. It's up to the relationship. I mean, it's up to the people. So you can have that conversation if you want. I think that's something that men out there, I know I'm speaking for my men, if you want to lead that conversation, beware. You could be seen as somebody cheap. You could be seen as somebody that's
cheap.
Yeah. and not too many people want a cheap man. But, it's nothing wrong being frugal. But so you just don't want to throw off mixed signals because you can miss out on somebody great if, off of a $20 meal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't want to miss out on nothing like that.
Yeah, somebody missed out on me because of that.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, the thing about it is you got to think like you said, it's a red flag. Like, like she did. I remember that she offered to pay the meal. So if I was just like, oh, you got it? Bet.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And if you let her pay for the meal, and money is a issue, just have the conversation with her. You know what I'm saying? Let her know what's going on. Let her know your circumstance, and she's more open to like, oh, okay, cool. Because ladies, correct me if I'm wrong, but ladies can kind of, they have a lot of leeway. You know what I'm saying? They just want you to treat them right.
Yeah.
They want you to respect them and love them and not cheat on them. You know what I'm saying?
Most def.
You know what I'm saying?
don't cheat.
Most def. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, really,
So if you just go ahead and let them know what your situation is. If it's money is an issue,
Yeah.
you might need to get creative and try not to do the dinner and like the Netflix and chill.
Yeah.
But just let them know that, hey, I do want to Netflix and chill, but we ain't got to do all that.
Right.
For our people that don't know what Netflix and chill means, it's a way to go to a woman's house or a woman come to a man's house, watch Netflix, which sometimes it's free because they're using a password from their family member or a
They're
friend.
not even paying for Netflix.
Yeah, not even paying for Netflix, and they watch a movie and then they get it on with the SEX, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so this last about 5 years, Netflix and chill has been running rampant.
Oh yeah.
Which it's all about having a conversation because some girls want that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's all about the conversation.
Right.
I think that's what it's all about, having that conversation before it gets too serious or whatever. Let y'all know, okay, we on the same page. Let's go.
Right. Well, I was just gonna tell this little situation. This guy, I think we was on the third date, or maybe the second date, and he told me it was time for me to take him out. So I was like,
Wow.
That's what I was going to ask. So going back to what Jason said about the red flag, is there a red flag for men? Like if the lady, you're on like the fifth date and she has not offered, are you like, okay, I just want you to offer?
I ain't never offer. I don't know what. I don't know.
Who want to go first? Go
Would
ahead.
you feel
you'll get
like
it.
some kind of way if we were like by the fifth or sixth date and I hadn't just offered to pick up do you just want to hear it or do you not care either way?
My thing is like, why are you even looking for your lady to even, you know what I'm saying, to even offer to pay the bill? You know
You're
what I'm
not
saying?
looking for me to pay, but you just, it's kind of like you're not looking for somebody to say, oh my God, like you look good in that shirt. But if you hear it, it's nice to just hear it.
And let's
okay.
And we're talking about dating, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
when
because
I was
you in a relationship,
yeah, it's different.
it's different.
So when I was out there, I was dating a few women at a time, and that price tag can get kind of expensive.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say this, you know, I will say this. I'm not looking for it, but I remember this one girl. She we went to Red Robin. Went to Red Robin's, and she offered to pay for it, and I said, "Oh, don't worry about it." She said, "No, I got it." That made me want to pursue her even more.
Oh, okay. Well,
You see what I'm saying?
Why you end up with me? Because I showed an offer to pay.
Well, you know, the Lord put you in the right place at the right time with the right people. I'm gonna leave it at that because I know she listening, right? But go ahead.
I guess what I'm saying is, to go back to your question, you were saying at what point do you expect, like, I guess expect them to come out and offer to
I mean,
pay?
you don't want to be with somebody that's just like, oh, we're going out to eat again, because it's easy for you to have an idea to keep going out to eat and you're not paying for it.
Right.
So I agree with J-Rock.
Jason,
I agree with Jason 100% on that. It does feel good to hear it, and then like when they offer, it's like, and you demand, like, you basically say, no, I got it. Like, basically, I'm not even asking you anymore. I want to pay for this.
Right.
So, yeah, but I'm still gonna say I'm not gonna allow you to pay for it, but it feels good though.
No,
It's
I feel
like,
you.
okay, she about this.
And for men, we gotta maneuver through these gold diggers too, because they out there lurking. You know what I'm saying?
What you said.
You gotta maneuver through them. But go ahead for the next point, love.
Oh, okay. Well, still on the dating topic of, so this kind of like brings me back to like the whole too independent thing, because like, I don't know, leave it up to some people. They just say that, women got scared of being called a gold digger.
Mm-hmm.
And, sometimes now we do too much. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
we're trying to make sure that you don't feel that way.
Right.
And I know you told me a story. Well, I'm talking about independence in general, just like what's attractive and what's not, because sometimes women can come off as like, I don't need you at all, which financially she may not need you, but like, I want to be in a relationship with you.
Right.
But sometimes people, make it about like a need thing.
Yeah.
So anyways, I'm thinking about the fact that you, one of your exes that you dated, you said that she wouldn't even let you bring in her luggage.
I don't remember that.
Oh man, you don't remember?
She wouldn't let me bring in her luggage?
Yeah, you said she was like super independent and she just didn't want you to bring it in, because I actually was talking to a girl where she think that it's old fashioned and it's disrespectful to like do stuff for her that you wouldn't do for a guy. So like, she don't want you to pick up her luggage. She got it. She can handle it. You know what I'm saying? She don't want you to open the door for her. She can open the door for herself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know if anybody got any comments about that.
I have a comment.
Or like, because there was a situation where there was some men around, and the girl said that she was gonna pick up something heavy, and the man was like, no, it's okay, I can get it. And she was like, no, this girl said that she can pick it up, let her pick it up, but the men were just like, no, we'll pick it up. But
Right.
So in her mind, it's like, no, you're not treating me as equal because I said that I can pick it up.
Right.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
and that kind of bleeds over into the workplace as well.
Yeah.
I ran into that where the ladies don't do as much because they're ladies, but when it comes to the workplace, it's a little different. You know what I'm saying? Workplace and relationships are different.
Yeah.
And I expect you to do the same thing I'm doing because you getting paid the same, if not sometimes more
Right.
than me for the same job. You know, I don't think I'm not less than a man. I'm not less than a gentleman because, you know, you have to, you know, we doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
you know, that's
Okay.
how I feel about that.
All right. Well, I guess we'll move on into relationships then. Relationship/marriage. Okay, so
Because that's
back
what
to
we in. We in relationship. We in marriages.
yeah, I just wanted to touch on that because there's people out there trying to figure out, should they split the bill? Should they let the dude pay? Should the woman pay?
Just have a
You know, these
conversation with the person. Just have a conversation.
Yeah.
How do you
That's
feel?
what it's all about. You got to talk about it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You got to talk about it. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with 50-50.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
know, there's nothing wrong with 50-50. Some people feel like it should be 100%. Some people feel like it should be 50-50. So, like you say, you just talk about it.
Just have a conversation.
Yeah, had a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so back to what Victoria was talking about with this trash. So, like, when you get in a relationship, you know, do you believe in these certain gender rules, and when it comes to like household chores, the car, and stuff like that? So y'all could just kind of talk about what y'all do, and then me and Jason
You want to
So
start?
what do we do?
You want to start or you want me
like
to?
how do you
What do we do?
go about your relationship as far as gender roles?
So as far as like, I'll start off with taking out the trash. Like in particular, a lot of times I'm gonna be honest, like, you know, gamer on 2K, you know,
Right.
a lot of times I'll probably like really like rushing to go to work, and so sometime I do, you know, I leave the trash where I should have took it out, but I'm
Right.
like, I'm running late, babe. Like, sorry,
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and she'll take care of it. But then, like, I think about it, I really don't like that. Like,
Right.
Jason, I agree with you 100%. I feel like that's a man's role.
Right.
You know, I don't want my wife taking out the trash, so I try to make sure I stay on top of it. But sometimes
Right.
start to leak a little bit. So
Yeah.
it's for whatever reason, but running late, sorry, you know, and she'll take care of it. But
So Victoria, how do you feel about that when he's running late and he forgets to take out the trash? Now you got to do it. How do you feel about it?
It doesn't bother me because I'm just like, if something needs to be done, I'm going to do it. I'm not going to let the trash sit there because with the gender roles, like the man takes out the trash, I'm not going to take it out because that's his role. If it needs to be done, I'm going to do it. It's not a big deal to me.
Right.
And I would hope, I mean, like, I don't know what would be something I want. The laundry. Say, for instance, if the kids need clothes and I didn't start the load, I would hope you wouldn't pass by the load and just be like, that's her job. Or, you know,
Right.
that's
Yeah.
what she's supposed to be doing. But
Right.
I think just not gender role, because I don't think we do gender roles. We just do what's expected. So
Right.
in our situation, like our household, he is the breadwinner.
Mm-hmm.
So by him being the breadwinner, he works already and does so much. Some things I just pick up, not because it's my role, it's just because I'm here and that's what I do because I'm here. It's not like it's your role. He's never just like, you know, you're supposed to do the laundry or you're
Right.
supposed to make sure the food is, you know, cooked or anything. It's not like set. It's just like in our situation, it works for us to have roles. Not because he said we have roles. It's just because if you're at work, then I'm going to cook because you're at work. I'm going to get the laundry ready because you're at work. It's like we haven't labeled each other to have roles. So
Right.
we never had a conversation. Like, I don't think we even argued about ever. Like, we've been married for 5 years about him taking the trash out because if it's full, I'm going to take it out. It's not a
Right.
big deal to me. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, that's
But I have friends who like they argue about the trash. Like, it's a big deal, like about the trash. So
oh really?
Wow.
yeah,
oh
like
yeah, oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I guess even though we haven't talked about it, it's kind of like what you said. It's, you know, I don't know. I know that Jason wants to take out the trash, and if I'll do the same thing, that if it gets too full, then I'll take it out. But I do kind of expect him to take it out because that's the expectation that we've
We set for each
we
other.
established in our relationship without even really talking about it. I
Right.
guess, you know.
I mean, no, we do. I do. I talk about it because when the trash is took out and I haven't took it out, I'm gonna say something like, "Dang, man, I ain't want you to take the trash out." You know what I'm saying? You know.
Yeah.
But you may say, "Well, I put some chicken in there," you know,
Yeah.
and it got smelling, so I didn't want to go take. Oh, okay, but I want to, let me take it out. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. And so what about so I think like what we're going to say multiple times is that every person has to like talk about their relationship and discover what works best for them.
Yes.
Because now I there has been a point in Jason's and our marriage that I made more money than Jason. Okay, so I was coming out of the military, and I was having my baby, our first child, but I was transitioning out of the military, and I only had 6 weeks of maternity leave, and we did not want to take my baby to
No strangers. Our first child. No.
Yeah, we wasn't having it. So we made this decision that Jason would stay at home with our daughter. And I think that is where we discovered that we definitely needed to have more traditional roles. If needed, like if one of us didn't need to work, it would have to be me because Jason he took care of Jordan, but that was all he did. Like he didn't.
I'm not about that life, y'all. Stay at home father, you know. But I gave a lot of attention to my daughter, but washing dishes, sweeping the floor, dust, none of that was happening.
Yeah.
Food ready, none of that.
Yeah. And so as soon as mama get off work, Jason would give me the baby and run out the house.
I'm gone. I don't know where I'm going, but I get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel you.
I think that's when we like really discovered how much Jason did not like housework.
Yeah.
Because I'm working it, so I expect, for this house to be clean.
Yeah. Nah, we not doing that. I can't.
He said I can't.
I mean, hey, I'm not much of a house person either. I'd rather be in the yard though. I'd rather be in the yard.
Yeah.
I do yard work all day, but
I mean, we have all our strengths and weaknesses. You know what I'm saying? That's one of my weaknesses is, maintaining the kitchen and, make sure everything is nice and neat. I struggle with that. Now, could I do
He
better?
struggled hard with that.
Could I do better? And yeah, I could. But my wife she's great at that. That's the whole point of a relationship, a marriage. She's there where I'm weak and I'm strong where she's weak.
Yeah.
Right.
But the key is that I don't mind. So I don't mind the traditional role of what society says a wife is, or so, but some women do mind, and so that's fine. Like if you don't want to cook, then if your husband is cooking, that's fine. Y'all just gotta work that out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But in Hawaii, the men cook. So Jason, I need you to get on it.
Wow.
When we moving to Hawaii?
I didn't know that.
You know what I'm saying? I try to get it.
I don't know if they
property
are
out
now, but they said like ancient Hawaii, the men was all what they cooked.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like it.
But I think it's because it was a more laborious process.
there. Right, because
It is labor.
They had to cook underground and stuff like
Break
that.
a sweat, fry some chicken.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
well, I thank you, babe, for knowing how to cook because I definitely cannot cook. So that's not my area.
Yeah. See
Thank
what I'm
you.
saying?
Welcome.
right. So now me and Jason, I recently became a stay-at-home mom. So we have definitely slipped into the very traditional roles. But it's like Victoria said, it's he'll throw a load of laundry in the washing machine. It's not like he's gonna see it there and then see something filthy and then don't throw it in the laundry. So yeah, I just want to say that. Y'all got anything else?
Laundry is the most I'll do with laundry. Like Victoria does all the laundry. So, like, if I was to do laundry, the most I would do is like wash and dry it, and like it's going on the couch. I'm dumping it on the couch. No folding. So she
That's
just
your role. I was just
so she pretty
just
much
helping
just
you with
like she pretty much just like just let me do the laundry. Like if you're not gonna fold it, so
Man.
yeah.
Jason, I mean, you gotta know what I'm thinking. Because I don't understand. Like, it's not complete. The task is not complete when you don't fold.
When you don't fold,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
that's why she does the laundry
See-
every blue moon. Every blue moon, maybe she can get me to wash
But
it.
my thing with the laundry, so it's different stages, different steps, right?
Right.
You know, you separate. You
Yeah.
got your whites and your darks. You got your towels, right? You wash,
Right.
then you dry,
Yep.
and then the last step is fold and put away.
And
Right?
put away. Yep.
So my thing is, I'm thinking I'm helping if I did all those other steps, you know, and all you gotta do is fold and put away. I thought I helped you, but apparently not.
Yeah, that's what I
Right.
said. You're gonna help me, but you're not gonna complete the task. You're just
I don't
you
understand.
need some
I
brownie
saved
points,
you a
but
couple
you don't.
steps though.
Yeah, I saved you some steps.
But it's like it's almost worse because it's like
How? I just saved you some
almost worse.
hours.
well because it's like the clothes you don't fold them so they end up on the bed or just dump like you said dump
Wrinkled, you have
somewhere.
All you
True.
gotta do
And-
is fold them and put them up.
But
So
maybe I
why'd you
can't
do
do it
that?
at this moment.
Well, wait till you can do it.
But then where like the clothes end up where they're not supposed to be in a basket on the floor. I don't know if it's dirty or clean.
Yes.
This is
Like-
better than them in the
Okay.
clothes hamper. I feel like.
A good example of that, Jason, would be if Ashley, you're getting ready to get off of work and she started the dinner, but she didn't finish it. So all you have to come in and do is fry the chicken. She battered it, washed it, cut it, cleaned it. So you just fry it.
That is a perfect example, Victoria. I mean, perfect.
Is that okay or no?
I mean, if all I gotta do is fry it, you know, I'm
And-
hungry.
So that's okay then.
Yeah,
All
why
right,
not?
Ashley. Well, now you know.
That
I'm
is-
hungry.
That is not okay.
I'm hungry, so we're gonna fry this
so
bad
you
boy.
gonna get up and fry it. You ain't gonna ask me why you didn't. What is this battered
The crust
chicken?
just
I
on your batter.
mean, I am gonna ask, like, you know,
Say, I
was
helped you out.
Was you
Yeah.
preoccupied? You know, because in our relationship, you know, this is so. Here's a little difference between that. In our relationship, she does majority of the cooking, right? Probably like 98% of the cooking. Can we agree to that?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I didn't even know Jason could cook. And then one day he made some lasagna
Wow.
from scratch, like made his own meat sauce. I said, what's
Oh yeah,
going on
no,
in here?
no.
You
Where
been
this
tricking
been?
me. You been tricking me.
So-
Oh, he's taking
And it was good too. He cooked it for like 12 hours or something. It was marinating the meat
A
sauce.
little something, you know.
Check them out.
So my thing is that's her role in our relationship. And majority she does the laundry majority of the time, so that's her role in our relationship.
Well,
So
okay.
so I'm helping her in her role. You see what I'm saying? So like here's a different example. I cut the yard 100% of the time. But let's say we live in LA, so our yards are not that big at all. So we got
Patch of grass. is what
yeah,
it
we
is.
got a little cut, and we got a couple of side cuts because we in like a little community, and we got like a little side cut that sometimes we share cutting. So if Ashley wanted to go out and cut the grass that's out on the curb, which would probably only take about 20 minutes, right? I wouldn't feel offended. I wouldn't say, babe, why didn't you cut everything? I'd be like, man, appreciate it. You cut a third of my job down, so now I got to cut this other stuff. But I really prefer to do it because I want you out there cutting the grass. But if that's what you want to do, I'll let you do it. So I would actually be appreciative of you cutting some of it.
The
Okay.
example that she gave is more putting us in line on how we feel, because that I understand what you're saying, but that's how we feel when you don't complete the task. It's like, yeah, cooking, I cut it, wash the chicken and battered it up and then fry it. That's how we feel.
Yeah, but that doesn't see that. So that's more of a emotional thing, I guess, with women. I don't know. I haven't said the wrong word. But just far as task oriented, like a man,
Watch
you know,
this.
It's two different
Watch,
tasks.
Jason. Listen. So Ashley, you probably wouldn't have even went and cut that little strip unless you could do.
Yeah.
You just wouldn't even touched it.
No, I'm just gonna do the whole thing. I'm gonna do the whole thing.
We not gonna touch it unless we can.
yeah.
Okay, so I guess I get it. Y'all basically saying if you're not gonna do the whole task, don't touch it at all. Like,
Hey.
don't start.
No, not.
Don't start if you can't finish it. Am I right?
Look, if that's what y'all want, okay, just
Bad.
yeah, that's more time me playing 2K.
Bad.
You know, what
No,
I'm saying?
I'm gonna need you to finish it. I'm gonna need you to do it and
I
finish
couldn't, I
it.
couldn't finish it,
Yeah,
love.
yeah. So,
Why not?
Because I had other stuff going on.
Yeah, so no, seriously though, it's like cause I'm learning something here. Cause I feel like I was like, I give myself a pat on the back. Look
No,
at me,
we're
I got
not
washed
saying
and dry.
don't. No, we
Right.
appreciate the help. Every little bit helps. We're just saying laundry is a process. So if you're going to take it out the dryer, if you
Yeah.
sit it on the couch, it's going to get wrinkled. So you kind of got to get it
Okay.
done while it's
Okay,
Now, and I
True,
can
true.
kind of see if you started to wash them, but then you don't put it in the dryer because
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
Now they can get
I
all
get that.
See,
milled.
so
I can understand that.
Yes.
And now I can understand you more so with the wrinkly part because, like you said, it is a process. So that you kind of want to, it's kind of like a
Once you get
factory
it
chain.
going, you gotta
finish
it's a
it.
chain. Yeah.
I can
Gotcha.
I can accept that,
Most
being
of.
wrinkled. But I don't think, Ashley, what you thinking about it being wrinkly? Because I don't,
Nah.
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
just thinking about I'm mad because
Yeah.
it ends up on the floor or somewhere else that's like now I have to clean this up now. Like the couch in the guest room or something. And now I have to go in there and clean that up. And I just would have put it up. He gonna tell me I was a superstar folder or something because one day I had like a mountain of clothes, and he was like, "Dang, you done already?" I'm like, "Yeah, I just stay focused and I do it." You know,
Say,
what I'm
I do
saying?
this.
Yeah, but I don't
That's
know.
her strength
But-
and that's my weakness.
But this is what I want to talk about though, because now when I was about to cut you off, I was about to say, well, this is my role now because I'm a stay-at-home mom. But I
Right.
think what the issue is, I dated a guy who felt like, that women were supposed to go to work, which this is what we do. We go to work. We would not.
This is not what I believe.
I don't
Let's
know.
throw that out there. This is what I do not believe this.
Say this is not me on this.
Right. So go for it.
This is a frustration because I don't mind doing all this because I'm a stay-at-home mom now. But I told you when we was dating, I'm like, look, if I'm working 8 hours and then coming home, I don't want to be responsible for all the housework.
Yes, ma'am.
And so it's like, look at this man. So I feel like men still haven't like evolved, like women have evolved and said, okay, we gonna bring in the money, help bring in the money, and do this and really excel in our careers and stuff. But in order for us to really be able to do that, men have to step up and be like, okay, I'm going to do half of the housework because it just feels like we working 4 jobs. That's what.
It's 4.
Yeah, 'cause if you got kids, it's 4.
Yes.
It's 4 jobs. That's what it feels like.
Name them.
Name 'em.
4 jobs.
Cook, maid, counselor, a masseuse,
Therapist, masseuse,
Not a counselor.
Chef.
Oh my god.
doctor,
Doc-
lawyer,
assist-
sometimes.
assistant.
That's what I'm saying.
I gotta make the doctor's appointment, take the kids to the doctor, all this and that.
So, we
Uh-oh.
work. We got jobs too. Landscaper.
Oh my god.
You know what I'm saying? Chauffeur. You know what I'm saying?
Oh wow.
Do you know how many times my wife touched the steering wheel? Security guard.
Excuse me, I drive myself to work every day. So
Okay.
every day.
We got jobs too. Look, let me go back to my security job because that's a 24-hour job.
He says this all the time, y'all, and I'm like, but you laying there not doing anything.
But if something go bump in the night, guess who?
Going-
Baby, I heard something. I gotta get up and get it.
Gotta get up.
I
check
gotta
the
risk
door.
my sleepy life. I'm sleepy, can't see.
Did you lock the door? That's
Yeah.
Victoria's favorite one.
Yeah,
That's her favorite one.
yeah.
But
Hey,
did
it's
you did you like it?
But it's like I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on this, but it's like you wait. Like it's like she waits right till I get comfortable in the bed.
Right when you sink in that little
Hey,
that
did
little
you-
groove.
Yeah, like
she just thought about it.
babe, is the door locked?
Is it locked
Straight up
though?
and look at her like,
Yeah, that's
let me go check.
it's
And
locked.
then I'll get up in the morning and guess what?
It's not locked.
It's not locked.
Sometimes.
Yeah. So with me working, I worked at a state prison for 1.5 years, and I'm that's one of the things you do, a little security check. So I make a little round so I don't have to run into that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you pretty good at doing me around.
Because we got to go upstairs and downstairs. I ain't got time for all
You
that.
got time.
Cut
for
all the
that.
lights, hit the locks, everything.
I ain't got time for that. But sometimes I forget. You know what I'm saying? But, you know.
Well, and I do the round, so we both double checking. And I think that because I was in the military, so
Yeah.
And I wanted to say that talking about delicate flower, you know.
You're a delicate flower. You my
I am a delicate flower,
You
but
my
I'm
love.
tough too.
You
I
are
was
tough.
because that used to make me mad. I was in security, and you know I got a big M16 and what is that? What is it? Nina? Does that do that? Can y'all tell I'm so corny?
She's talking
I'm
about
so
a
corny.
9 millimeter.
9
y'all.
millimeter.
She said Nina.
Listen to too much Lil Wayne.
Look, the only reason why I know what that means is because I was in security around a lot of men and they were singing that song, and I was like, "What is he saying?" Right around with that Nina. I said, "What is a Nina?" And it was like, they was like, "What you got on your hip, girl? That's what a Nina is."
Lord
But
have
yeah,
mercy.
the dudes be walking by like, "She don't know how to use that gun." They'll say stuff like that to me. She don't know how. I said, "I bet you I do. I'm a sharpshooter. I can get you. You keep on talking, okay? I can get you."
But yeah, you're definitely my delicate flower. That's why I walk on the side of the road. That's why I walk in front of you. You appreciate when I do that, don't you?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so why are you gonna be a delicate flower in this situation but not in that situation?
Well, because sometimes, you know, it's like sometimes it might be a little insulting to some people. It's just like, hey, I can take care of myself sometimes.
You can weeds are strong. You know, they flowers, they strong as hell. They break the
Right.
concrete and all type of stuff. So
Right.
it's that may play into
So I'm
some.
a weed now.
Well, I'm
Flower.
saying, yeah, a little strong. You know them sunflowers. You know, I'm talking. Yeah, you ever play with them stalk strong? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Corn stalk.
That's a good.
But my thing is, so that may play into some of your insecurities. You know, as if you feel like you want to be a delicate flower in this situation, but not in another situation.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I mean, the way you describe a flower is different. I mean, that's good. Like to say that it's strength, but it's. I understand being vulnerable and that I am vulnerable and you're vulnerable too,
Yeah.
and whatever. But yeah, I like the way you just described the flower. Like it's strong.
Oh yeah.
But it's also vulnerable.
Right.
Basically, that's what you're
Right.
saying. But anyway, so back to this housework. This is an epidemic. You know?
Is it that serious?
Women are working 8 hours a day and they coming home and working 2 more jobs. So 4 jobs, like I said.
Yeah.
So, you know, men, what come on, what you got to say to that, men?
Well, I feel like we all have to play our role in life. I wouldn't. You got to have a conversation. That's what it's all about. Communication is the key. You got to figure out what's y'all strengths, what's y'all weaknesses, what pushes. What is something that's not going to be tolerated, what is going to be tolerated.
Yes.
And I think to each his own, because every relationship is different. You have somebody that can do all of that, and it's just perfectly fine. They do it with ease. Just like some people in their jobs, like for instance, my job, I do a lot of different things, and to some of my coworkers, they say, "Man, you do a lot," and I'm like, "No, it's really not that much to me
Right.
because it's easy."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But to them, it may be a lot. So it's just all about the tolerance of each individual, and you got to have that conversation to figure it out. Because when you bumping heads, that's where the struggle goes. I'm not gonna do this because you're not doing that. No, just had a conversation.
Okay, so I got a question.
Talk to me.
So traditionally, if you're gonna do the traditional roles, then you have the man who brings the bacon,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have the woman who is the homemaker.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the person that brings the bacon and then the homemaker are balanced? Do you feel like you're putting in equal labor, or which end of the stick would you rather?
I rather be the one that's working
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like that the stay-at-home mom or the stay-at-home whoever's staying at home,
Mm-hmm.
they're doing a lot of work. right? I did that. No, I did that for a little while, and
A month, a month.
It was a long time,
She said a month.
and I don't want to go back that way. No, I don't want to go. I don't want to go, Mama. I gotta get if we have another child, we're gonna have to do something different because we're gonna have to hire a maid or somebody. We gotta hire a nanny because that's just not my lane. You know, I gotta stay in my lane. You know, and that helps. You know, with you mentally too. That's mental health when you stressing all the time. You know, baby crying. Sometimes I still get in the zone. I think I just did it when we was leaving your cousin's house. You know, my son crying and my daughter running around. I just can't handle all that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, hey, you know, I just zone out. You know, that ain't good. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, my kids need to be.
What you think?
So I you know, just want to let him finish. But my thing is, and for the listeners, not a sexist first of all, but for the listeners,
Let me just
maybe I'm just a little old fashioned again. I go back to the traditional thing, but I think that's like part of a mother's gift. Like they can do that, like be able to hold the house down and still go to, you know, do these motherly duties. Not necessarily always motherly. It doesn't have to be a motherly duty, but the housekeeper, what y'all call it, the housekeeper. Like you're gifted at that. I feel like, you know, I feel like that's part of your mother. Some people like, I can't believe he said that. Like, you know what I'm saying? But that's just how I feel. Like where I feel like the men landscaping and stuff, like that's our thing.
Right,
you know,
security.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Security.
Make sure
that.
Well,
Even though I don't always lock the doors,
protected.
I'm not the best at security.
But if somebody
you know,
come through there, guess who the first one?
Oh, it's going down.
Putting their life on the line.
It's going down.
Yes, I'm gonna be right behind you. So,
But who
That's
the first
right.
one though?
But I would never let you go in front of me.
No.
You know, as my woman, I'm not gonna be behind you.
You gonna be with the
you never
baby.
let me go in
right.
front of you
No.
Never.
until we go to a scare house.
Well, that's different.
Baby.
That's a
when
different topic.
That possum.
Oh yeah, yep, yeah. That's another story. We'll have to make one just about that. Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah, haunted house is a
Oh
different.
yeah, haunted house. Jason put me in the front.
Well, you know, I don't want to hurt nobody. And so, you know, I can't take the lunging out and all the hollering in my face. Reflexes happen. I know you won't have that reflex. You know what I'm saying? Because I might take somebody out. You know what I'm saying? If they hollering trying to scare me. And so I know it's a safe environment, but I know it's a scary. I don't like to be scared. Ain't no point in it. You know what I'm saying?
right,
I'm not
I
gonna
agree.
pay you
Yeah,
to
right.
scare me.
Yeah.
No.
Exactly.
Right.
No.
But sorry, go ahead.
Oh no. I mean, that was pretty much it. Like I say, I just my take on it is like the homemaking thing. I think that's part of your gift. Just like a mother's bond with their child.
Right.
I think that ties into it.
Yeah.
You know, and maybe I was just like, he full of it. Like,
No.
he's-
That's how I feel.
it's
I
just
feel
how I
like you're full of it.
I can't. And see, that's what I'm saying because I can't do what you do. Like
Okay,
with the
so-
laundry, like I
Can we
wash-
breastfeed?
Yeah.
You can't, right. And that's what I was going to go back to.
can't.
So a woman, to me, is naturally good at a lot of things.
Yes,
Right.
I agree.
A lot.
100%.
A man is pretty much, to me, you're good at work or labor just tradition. We know that just from tradition. Man can do labor really good, but now even women can do labor really good. But just because a woman is good at laundry, cooking, doing the homework, running them to the soccer games, play dates or whatever, like, I still feel like, he said he'd rather be the worker, but I didn't get would you rather work if it could be switched? Like if I could be the breadwinner, would you entertain that? Or are you like, no, right? Look,
I'm just letting you finish.
because I'm trying to see, do men feel like that it's an equal field? Like you're baking and then the homemaker, do you feel like it's equal or do you feel like,
No, that's why I don't want to do it.
Right. I do feel like y'all be one.
okay, and then
I'll probably be out here like
because
for
I was
real.
gonna say it will never be equal as far as
Right.
bringing
No.
home the bacon and then the homemaker. Because
Right.
I was gonna say, like, say for instance on like weekends and stuff like that. Since you're the person who brings home the bacon, like on the weekend, are you still the person who brings home the bacon and the traditional like roles are still set for the week? How do you handle stuff like that?
That's a good question.
Oh,
And
well,
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No. I was just about to say that just that's a conversation. But go ahead.
Look, I did say y'all are gifted, okay? So
And delicate flowers.
and delicate flowers.
And we're withering.
As Jake.
Well, we gotta
Withering,
talk. Let's talk about it.
You know?
How can we do to help solve the withering? What can
That's
we
right.
do to But no, y'all do a lot, and that's why y'all got Valentine's Day as y'all holiday.
Oh my God.
Mother's-
I just see.
Mother's Day is your
can't.
holiday.
You got Father's Day.
point.
That's why we try to open up the doors, and we do all these things. Baby, you okay? I love you. We do a lot to show our appreciation. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we pay for the food initially. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. You know what I'm saying? And speaking of open up the doors, just gender roles, we on that topic.
Mm-hmm.
This is me, and I everybody's different. I don't 100% of the time open up the car door for my wife.
100.
I don't.
Wait a minute.
I don't 100% of the time open
No,
up
he
the
only opens it up 1% of the time.
I was
It ain't
gonna say, wow.
On our anniversary. That's when he opened up the car door.
It is when I'm feeling a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I may go around. 'Cause I feel like it takes a
I
lot of
think
time.
opened my car door like 4 times in our whole relationship.
It takes a lot of time walking all the way around,
But you know what the thing is? I agree. I actually don't want you to open up my car door.
It's all about conversations,
Yeah.
guys. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, I like for you to open up the building door because we're both walking in.
Correct.
But actually, you getting out, walking all the way around the
Right.
car, opening my door. I'm like, no, I got it. Move.
Right.
You know what
Right.
I'm saying? But for some other people, that might insult you.
Talk to me. What do you think about that?
My thing is, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like Victoria ain't gotta say it. I never opened the car door. I'm gonna be honest with you.
And I ain't waiting for you to open the door.
And guess what? But my wife has never asked me to do that, or she's never. But guess what? Every time, to your point, Ashley, whenever we go into the building, every time,
Oh, yeah.
it's probably like
Right.
100% of the
Correct.
time.
Yeah.
Because to
Yeah.
me, to be honest, it just feels a little cheesy.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like we're in a movie or something. Like, that's cheesy to me. Like, hold on, babe, don't get out. I'm gonna come around. Open
Right.
your door.
Yeah.
Right.
It's cheesy.
Yeah. I dated a girl that that's what she wanted. She wanted me to open. Matter of fact, it's the same girl that paid for the Red Robin, and she wanted her man to open up the door, and that's great. I'm glad we had that conversation because I don't feel that way. That ain't the one. That ain't the reason why we didn't. But that plays into it. But what I did like about her, because when we was dating, I respected what she wanted while we was dating, and I opened up her door. What she did do was she reached over and opened my door, and that's cool. But it's like, what's the point? You know what I'm saying? Y'all doing she's
Because she saw that movie that said that the girl got to do it or she's selfish.
Okay, well,
You
whatever.
know this in a movie?
Nah, I don't know.
I forget which movie it's in. That was like a test that the boy, like the older man told the boy, open up the her car door, and if she don't reach over and unlock your door, then she's selfish.
Yeah. Well,
okay,
But now we got the little click thing. It opens all the doors.
Look, no. That unlocks the door.
Yeah, it unlocks all the doors. So she opened it.
Yeah, she actually opened.
This is
So,
Okay.
so that's why we go get us a Tesla. Tesla, you could just press the button and they pop open.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And
Most
you
definitely.
press the button and boop, they pop closed.
That's right.
So we gonna take care of everybody in the near future. So just hold on.
Don't even worry about it.
All you women
Don't worry about it.
that need your door open, and like I said, it's nothing wrong with if that's what you want. It's just find you a mate that doesn't mind doing that.
But I also want to say though, because when you're married forever, right? I mean, so we make vows for forever. So if the roles need to be switched, and like Jason we made a decision for him to stay at home. That's not what he preferred, but he did it because we didn't want to send our 6-week-old baby to a stranger. Then that's what he did. And so I think that people, like, if you're married, then you need to be like okay with like flowing, whatever, what the family as a whole, what we just need to do what is best for our family as a whole,
Right.
Yeah. So I think that's just important for people to like, don't be like, oh, I can't do this because that's what the man is supposed to do. Or
Right.
that's what the woman is supposed to do.
No.
Let's just do what keeps our family happy.
Because we're both human beings.
That's
and,
right.
you know, we just figure out what your strength and weakness is and talk about it and move forward. What you say?
No, I don't agree because that's back with the strength and weaknesses thing. Like, naturally, I said women have more strengths when it comes down to the home.
Not all women, though. Not all women.
Right.
Not all, because
that's what makes it more, I guess, like you say, it's just a custom. You have to get a customized fit for your household.
Yes.
But
because I've dated some women that didn't know how to cook, they know how to clean, they know how to wash, they knew how to be pretty.
But you're not with them, so you're not with them.
That's true.
They're out there. They're out there.
But for the people that's dating,
And the people that don't know how to do that, they don't have people who bring the bacon either. I'm almost positive they're not having.
You know,
people
I don't
bring
think
the bacon.
Beyonce know how to cook.
mm-hmm.
I think I heard like an interview where she tried to cook.
Tread softly.
Oh yeah, hoops.
On
Those bees, okay.
'Cause they
yeah, 'cause you
God,
got
I'd
one
say.
in. Actually, you got one in here.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm not a fan. You got it twisted. He's saying the bees, like
The beehive.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You got one in here.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, Jonelle.
oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Tread lightly.
Yeah, sister
girl,
from Beyonce?
that's like talking about his mama. You can't talk about her.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
yes. Oh, yes.
Okay, well I'm just saying I think that she don't know how to cook, but like she
don't have
makes
to.
filthy, crazy money. So they
she
got
don't have
chef. They got a chef. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
She don't have to know how to cook.
And when we get that type of money, guess what? You probably, if you don't want to, but you know, you probably won't have to do it either.
I like to cook, but
Okay. I know my task gonna go down. I know that for sure.
okay. So I wanted to ask a question. Recently we had a female, ask us about how we felt about men. She's in the dating world, and she asked us the question about how do we feel about men saying that they wanted to pay the mortgage. So she's dating these guys, and they are saying.
And let's set the stage real quick.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Because this individual, she is successful. You know, society would deem her successful. She has a great paying job. She would be probably the breadwinner in a relationship. She has her own house, own car, all that what Lil Boosie and them was talking about. She's independent, right? Right.
Yeah.
So she has all of that, and so she's in the dating world and go for it.
Yeah, she just wanted to get our opinion about these men that she's dating that are saying that they want to be responsible for the mortgage. Like they're talking about relationships and marriage, and they feel like they just want to be responsible for the mortgage.
The man is responsible for the mortgage. So what do you think about that, Victoria? The man is responsible for the mortgage. So think about it in her situation. She's the breadwinner, and these men are saying like, you know, now mind you, she makes decent money, so her mortgage, you know, is probably up there, and so the man want to be, you know, I want to be responsible for the mortgage, you know. So what do you feel about that? What do you say to those men, and what do you say to that woman out there?
Can he handle the mortgage? If
sometimes he may get handled, sometimes he can't.
Well, if that's someone who is saying openly that he wants to be responsible, I would hope somebody who is voluntarily saying they want to be responsible for the mortgage can handle the mortgage. So,
what if you couldn't handle the mortgage?
If I'm in the position where I can provide the mortgage, then that works for us. I could do that. I mean, that's just like him asking me again. So what if you can't afford the mortgage? You know, are we not going to be together? That if two people, if it works for that household and she's in the position where she can provide the mortgage, then she can provide the mortgage.
Right.
If he can provide it, then he can provide it to me.
Right.
But I wouldn't feel any kind of way if I'm with someone and if we're married and I make more money, or I'm in the position at that time where I'm making more money and I can pay it. It's not a big deal.
Right.
To me, it works for us.
Jonelle, what's your take on it?
Well, my thing is, if she if I'm not the breadwinner, I'm okay with that.
Right.
Like, I'm actually proud of you.
You
know, am I gonna look at it like I probably want to? It's gonna motivate me to step my game up, maybe because I know I'm the man of the house.
Right.
I probably would be looking at like, what can I do different?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But it'll never be competition.
Right.
That's the last thing
And
you want.
that's the main thing. That part right there, you'll be proud of. Because some men out there, and I know I talked to her. She ran into where these men, they wanted to pay their mortgage, but the problem is if they can't, then now there's some insecurities setting in, and that affects, it bleeds into the relationship, and the woman won't even know what's going on,
Right?
Because he feels some type of way that and then who knows his friends, because most guys got friends, and we like to talk mess, right? Man, your girl, she make more money than you.
Why y'all do that? Why?
So with that, not to cut you off, but the thing is, when they joking that, man, you just mad because
God, you wish.
you just mad because your girl ain't doing it.
Right.
That's my
Exactly.
feedback.
Exactly.
That's my rebuttal.
But that rebuttal came from a sense of confidence.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You're
yes.
confident within you.
That's right.
And so when you're out there, ladies, I know some ladies out there that's balling, that's in charge and all that, right? So for the ladies that's out there that's doing that, watch out for those men that because you think it's noble, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna let them pay for my house note, but it's a sense of control.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a sense of control, and when they not in control, they are messed up.
Yep.
So for a man, like he just said, I'm proud of you.
That's right.
That's the type of response that you want, that you're looking for.
That's
you agree
right,
with
brother.
that?
Men,
That's right.
Men, you
That's
can
my
cheer.
brother.
You can cheer for your women. It's
Yeah.
okay. It's okay.
Because at the end of the day, all the money is coming to the same pot anyway.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So what's the point? Why are you upset? Why do you feel some type of way? You know what I'm saying? That your woman makes more than you. It's okay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it is. If you depending on how your relationship is set up, you're the head of the household anyway.
Either way.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like y'all have a conversation, and you have the last say so. Depending on your relationship, you have the last say so on that money anyway. So why are you, so just beware of those type of people that, no, I gotta do this, or I gotta pay for the mortgage, or I want you to have your money to do what you want to do. That's a form of control to me.
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't go so far to say it's a form of control.
To me.
I mean, sometimes
I agree.
sometimes
agree.
sometimes it is, but sometimes it really is well-meaning. Like this is what they think that they're supposed to do. And like I said, I can understand and appreciate you wanting to support me and wanting to be a provider for me,
Right.
but I would just be a little afraid that you're tying your identity too much to that. And what if I make $1 million and I want to get a bigger house, but you're not making nearly as much as me, and I'm putting in more money into the household. So like you said about the insecurities and stuff, are you gonna be okay with that? I'd be okay with it. So that would be the only thing, because we want ambitious men that want to contribute to the house. Like I don't want a bum. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it could be coming from a very well-meaning place. But the other thing that I wanted to say was that sometimes men don't understand, like, you putting unnecessary stress on yourself to feel like I have to pay for all of the mortgage. Like, look, if we taking 80% of your check, like, I don't want you to be riding around starving, you know.
Right.
That's right.
Can't go enjoy yourself because the way it depends on how you have your finances set up. Some people still have, even when though they're married, they have their finances set up kind of separately,
Right.
and so he don't have any money and I got like $20,000 in my bank account.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of, that's not, I want you to be good.
Like that's
We're
like
married.
you said, it's unnecessary stress.
It's unnecessary stress.
Men, we already play the security guard for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't put that.
You don't need no extra.
You know what I'm saying? We already got that on our back.
Yeah.
That gorilla. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, so we got 2 confident men here. That's good. Good job. Because like I said,
done.
Jason would never shoot. Jason be like, shoot, go make that money, baby.
Go for
and
it.
Slap me on the butt out the way.
like I say, you got to take it as motivation.
Yeah.
If anything, before I feel insecure, I'm gonna be feeling more motivated. Like,
Right.
hey, you're doing it.
Like,
Like,
I'm speaking words of affirmation to my wife. Hey, baby Oprah. You know what I'm saying? Go out there, do your thing.
That's right.
Hey, I'm all for it. Shoot.
But no, I give my final thought on the whole thing. I think it all boils down with what Jason's saying. Maybe like I say, where I say like opening up the vehicle door to me is cheesy. What if my wife? What if that's what she wants me to do?
Right.
So like it's up to us to talk about that. Like, babe, I
And
just
compromise.
I noticed you never opened the door for me. I'm not saying I'm opposed to doing. I won't do it.
Right.
I will do it if that's what she wants. But like I say, when I see it, it's just like that's too much. Like,
Right.
So,
Right.
but anyway, it's about talking. That's how I feel. Like you say, communicating, talk to
Right.
each other. So,
Victoria, your final thoughts.
I think people should just do what works for them. No actual gender roles. If
Right.
you see the trash is overflooding and he's running late, you can grab it. It's not gonna give
Bite
you
you.
Ebola
Yeah.
or anything.
Right.
I mean, me personally, I cut my own grass the whole time I was single. Like, that's not a
Right.
big deal. I could handle that. He won't let me handle it. But if he was out of town and the yard just had to be cut, I can cut it. It's not, the gender roles are just, I don't
Right.
care either way.
Yeah.
But because of my household, it works to naturally have roles. We have natural roles, not labeled roles.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And my final thought is, like I've been saying throughout the whole conversation, is just communicate. Have that communication. Have that conversation. Figure out what's what, and just go with it. You know what I'm saying? And just figure out, learn this stuff. You got to learn this stuff early on, because the longer because you're gonna figure it out one way or another. It's better to figure this stuff out on the front end, instead of when you're dating, instead of trying to, for the men out there, trying to figure out how can I get into her, to her panties the quickest. If you're serious, right? If you're serious, figure out how y'all mesh and how do y'all gel. What's her strengths? What's her weaknesses?
Mm-hmm.
What does she like? What she don't like?
Yeah.
And
And be brutally honest. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
be
I
honest.
just wanted
That's
to say
important.
that. Like,
right.
be
Right.
honest.
Yeah.
Because it's just so many billions of people out here, and you gotta be with this person for the rest of their life. If you're looking for a long-term relationship, if you're not, say that too.
Mhm.
Like, I'm not looking for a long-term relationship.
Right.
And women, believe the man when he say that.
please.
You know what I'm saying?
Or
Believe.
men believe the women.
That's
Mhm.
right.
Okay.
Well, I
That's
haven't ran
another
into that
conversation. That's another conversation.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't never ran into that situation, but yeah. But go ahead, love, your final thoughts.
But yeah, the same thing everybody's been saying. You got to do what I think is important for people when they're dating, to like really talk about what it would, if you going toward marriage and want to be married, what it would be like, what your expectations of me would be, and communication, talk about it, and there's no gender roles. How about that?
No gender
No gender
roles.
roles.
No gender roles.
This is an episode on gender roles. There's no gender roles. So, man, thank y'all for listening today. Don't forget to rate us. We're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud, Spotify, or you can just go directly to our website, and that's loveologypodcast.com. Go check us out, rate us, all that good stuff. And we really appreciate your time today. Make sure you share the information, share the love, because you just never know who's out there that may need this information. Right?
Absolutely.
agree.
Thank y'all for being on the
Hey,
show.
thanks.
We had
Jason,
fun.
Ashley, thank you for having us. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
You've been listening to the Loveology podcast. Did you have fun with us today? Tell a friend about our show. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter to keep the conversation going. Be sure to subscribe so you'll never miss an episode. Visit us at loveologypodcast.com. Thanks for listening. Until next time, Loveologists.